Microphone check. One, one, two.
You don't know on the Real Things podcast. Hey yo!
All right, my people. Blessings, blessings, and welcome to another episode. Yes, my people. Blessings and welcome to the Real Things podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's not your conventional type of podcast. So please, to the people them who are coming across this channel for the first time, please, guys, understand that we don't do it the conventional way. Just know that we do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. We go here, there, and everywhere, meaning that we cover a lot of stories, even though we're mostly based under the African diaspora, we still go above and beyond. Yes, because we have to do it that way. We say we are unconventional. So get with the program. For the ones who just joined the channel, or even if you're coming across the channel for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. And also feel free to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Like the video and let us meet in the comment section. And for those of you who are returning for the umpteenth time, just know, say, my love for you is from end to end. So whether you're watching me from here or there, so if you're watching me even from everywhere, just know that my love for you, once again, is from end to end. Anyway, anyways. So, my people, quick and fast. This episode is going to be short. Short. Today, we are taking it to the streets of JA once again. Yes, because, boy, it seems like we are number one up on it. Condemn chart. Yeah. It look like, them have a word, them have a way for say sometimes, you're condemned. Seems like say we upon the number one list. So my people, sadly, I have to come back to you on this type of note because we do it here. But I want to say something to you. With all that is going on, just remember it is faith alone, honestly, and a keen understanding of what you are up against in these perilous times. And you're not alone. You are not alone. We all have our stories to tell. We all have our own little things going on in our corners. Some of them is bad. Some of them is not so bad. But guys, just remember, you know, when you think, if you should stop and think, of the position that you're in today, you know, could there be any other situations or could you have changed? Could there be any other thing rather that you could have done to change any situation, any position that you are in? Maybe yes, maybe not. Yeah, but just bear in mind that you are not alone in this world. We all have our chapters in life. You understand me? Well, today, my people, I want to touch on a topic that I came across. And this topic is one I will take my excerpts today from um this is from a Jamaica newspaper, and I want to play an excerpt from an excerpt that that newspaper also had, which was taken from an American news. So this is the governor of Florida. I'm going to play his voice here, and he's Ron DeSantis. You know that name very well because he's been making waves with a lot of like sometimes controversial statements on social media, laws that he would come up with, for his state in when it comes to immigrants, especially. You understand? This one actually struck me a little differently because this is something that anybody who is abroad and have family home would have had to deal with at one point in time or the other. Now, this little excerpt here is saying that the governor of Florida is seeking to use remittances as part of the illegal immigration crackdown in the United States. Ron DeSantis wants to require anyone sending money overseas to show proof that they are not an undocumented immigrant. Let me just see if I can get this clip to play, and then we'll continue. Hold on, people. Hold on. I think that volume is way too low. Yeah. I must warn, the volume is pretty low. I'm trying to get it up as much as possible. Yo. Um, my phone has so many issues, but it is what it is. Let's forget about issues now and just deal with this. Because they can. Hey, no, I want it from the beginning. Hold on, Mr. DeSantis. I want it from the beginning. Anyway, let's go, guys. Illegally because they can work more menial tasks but make a lot more money in the US than they can in like a third world country. So they'll come, make money, and then they send money back in remittances to the host, to their family, friends, wherever, to the home country. We are going to impose ID verification for foreign remittances. So you have to show it's like an e-verify for remittances. The money transfer company has got to run you through to make sure that you're lawfully able to be in the country and to send money outside of our country. Did you get that? Did you get that? So basically, if you should walk up to the counter, you know, if you should walk, it doesn't matter what country you're from. It's not like they're targeting Jamaicans alone. It's a broad spectrum. They're dealing with it universally. So no matter what country you're from, as long as you are conducting any remittance business in the state of Florida, he's seeking to put in place a law that will allow the customer service or the remittance agency or agent to request your proof of status inside the United States. Um, I'm kind of like I'm getting so much mixed feelings about this situation. Not because my country actually, does a lot of this. Research shows that Jamaicans actually does a lot. Like them have in the entire Caribbean. I think Jamaica is the leading country that remits money back a yard. Um, let me just continue here. Ron DeSantis wants to require anyone sending money overseas to show proof that they are not an undocumented immigrant. I quote, people will come illegally because they can work more menial tasks but make a lot more money in the United States than they can in like a third world country. So they will come, make money, and then they send money back in remittance to their family, friends, wherever, to the home country, he noted. It says we are going to impose ID verification for foreign remittances. So you have to show it's like an e-verify for remittances. The money transfer company. Oh, it's okay. Let me read that again. We're going to impose ID verification for foreign remittances. So you have to show it's like an e-verify for remittances. The money transfer company, it's got to run you through. I guess they're trying to say it has to run you through to make sure that you are lawfully able to be in the country and to send money outside of our country. The Florida government and governor, the Florida governor announced. So basically, he's saying that um, once you get up to the counter, as I was saying before, this law will now allow for the remittance uh, customer service agents to interrogate, to inquire whether you are a valid or are legal or you are legally inside of the United States. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. No, it's a lot of it's like I was saying earlier that I'm getting so much mixed emotions on this thing because based on what is out there in the streets, and guys, I know that it's a very touchy subject. We all have stories. We all seen stories on the news, even where I was seeing um 2 days ago where this gentleman he's from maybe one of the Latin American countries and he was living like in a gated community. Can't remember which one of the states. And he's working, living and working very quiet. Even the neighbors came out to the news team to tell the news team that this is so sad because the man has been living there for like 20 something years now. He's never broken a law. 20 or 10, something. He's never broken a law. He's a law abiding person. But um those people who are going around and making the rounds and the pickups, they came for him. So that when I was saying that I'm getting a lot of mixed emotions in this thing, is like um there are so many other harrowing cases where one would say that people would be there waiting for the due process and still they are targets and they will be hauled out from wherever they are. I'm going around right now to come back around to say, hey, I'm saying that to say too much Jamaican in me. Going around to come back around. I'm saying all of that to say that. No, what? determines, okay, let me put it this way. If there's so many cases of people who are now deemed unfit to be there or been hauled away, even though they were awaiting their due process and they're still targeted and hauled away for whatever reasons. Some obvious, some not. Um, Based on the discretion of whomever is handling the field officers who are handling the cases, they would go out and go for these people. There's so many things going on in my head. Like, I'm trying to say, how would, now that all that is happening, like people are being picked up where nobody even see them as unfit to be there because they're awaiting their process. How now would one determine, like for say I am, like for say a remittance agent, how would that agent now determine that the person is there legally from that standpoint? I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to get at. Like when I say mixed feelings, these are the that's what it's so complicated. It's so complex. It's so complex. And in the case of the gentleman, that allegedly was not alleged because it was on the news. It's a news thing. When this gentleman was picked up and the news team went out to his gated neighborhood, they later learned that he was targeted based on the fact that he was been sent out, he was deported out of the country on by a previous administration. I don't know, or maybe it was the no administration that's in. Maybe they did it before, and when the country that he's from, they were. I remember there was even a time when it's one of the Latin American countries. You remember the country that had even monies thrown on the streets and the ATMs were being littered and blah blah blah, and they were demonstrating massive. And he ran away again to seek refuge. And he was accepted in and was awaiting his due process. They came for him and they hauled him off based on the fact that he was sent away and eh, like that is based on that he was sent out. He was sent out and he's now back in. So they're saying, how the hell did he get back in? How did he get back in? You know? But he was let back in based on what was happening in the country that he ran from in from the first instance, and he was sent away for no reason really, as the investigation had it. They just scrape him up and send him away. He has no conviction, nothing, nothing, nothing. Um, I'll go back again, and I'm saying, how will these people be able to determine who really would you have to be a valid book holder? No, based on the fact that even book holders and card holders are being targeted. Yo, it's complicated. It's very complicated, and it's giving a lot of mixed feelings. Not in a bad way, but in a complex way. It's like you don't know where to turn because it's like it's meant for confusions. It's meant for all of this that is happening is meant to confuse the heck out of you, to create this sense of insecurity, to scare, to hey. No, let me just continue. Let me see. It says that several undocumented immigrants, including Jamaicans, make remittance to family abroad, which means the country would be affected if this provision were to be passed into law. That's what me say. That's what I'm saying. Let me get down into some facts. Remember, this is taken from a news paper from Jamaica. Remittances from the US make up a large chunk of the GDP of many countries. Mhm. In 2023, remittance inflows to Jamaica totaled US 3.37 billion in 2023. Wow. Haiti gets about 22% of its total GDP from US based families, many of whom are in Florida. It says Tessa, let me not butcher nobody's name, Tessa Pet, Petit, who heads the Florida Immigrant Coalition, says cracking down on remittances could further destabilize these countries and drive up migration. Like, I think so too. I think so too. Okay, so one of our main thing is tourism, but then what about the off season? Did you hear the amount of money in 2023 remittance inflow inflows to Jamaica totaled a US 3.37 billion. So those money would have gone in. Those money would have gone in. It would have gone to school fees. It would have gone, so it helps like whomever own these schools, these private schools, so on and so forth. The book purchases for school time, so people who own the bookstores would get for them a little bit out of it. It goes to bus fares. So the bus man would get a little money in return. The bus man can buy parts for his vehicle, and the taxi man can buy parts for his vehicle. So that money would also go to the shop who sell the parts. You understand what I'm talking about? The chain. You get what I'm saying? Lunch money. So the little vendor on the school on the side of the road where sell food would also, not to mention the tax that goes on this remittance money when them go inside of the country. The government get for them cut out of it too. I don't know how the tax go. I don't really know how the tax go. What percentage right now? I would have to look that up. But saying all of that to say, that is how it trickles down. So what Tessa is saying, um, like they said Tessa heads the Florida Immigrant Coalition, says cracking down on remittances could further destabilize these countries and drive up immigration. Under the proposal, if the state determines that undocumented immigrants have sent money abroad through a Florida-based company, the company would be fined 25% of the dollar amount transferred. Lord have mercy. As me say, damn if you do, damn if you don't. How are we? Like, I don't know. Is there any light of day anywhere soon? I mean, it's not. It's. I don't. I haven't heard anything else since this few little. Uh, since this news excerpt, I haven't heard anything else. But we know that every day is something new. So maybe, they're working on it. They're working on it because these states, they are allowed to make the laws. You understand? They are allowed to make the laws. So who's gonna beat that? When it comes to the destabilization, especially when it comes to countries like even Haiti, which struggles so much with all of that. With that, man, I can't imagine. And talking about that, like lately there's a trend with a lot of Haitians coming over into Jamaica. We're trying our best as brothers and sisters to extend the hand of gratitude because we see that it's really rough. It has been tough. And us as Jamaicans, we have that welcoming mentality. No matter It no matter what color you are, as long as you come from overseas, we welcome everybody a foreigner. Everybody, well, go on, my brother. So we have that inside of us, and I'm glad say, the country is trying. Um, it's best to extend the hand of gratitude. After all, we are one Caribbean, and in the times of need, it is good, and it is healthy also for us as nations within this hemisphere to keep and maintain healthy relationships. Because when things broke out in times of disaster, I remember in 2017 in the Virgin Islands when Irma hit us and whatever was left of us in the island, and we were flattened and in darkness. JPS, Jamaica Public Service, the guys, those gentlemen that came in and worked swift, quick and fast to rebuild the island in terms of bringing back electricity to the homes. I say sometimes I was there with my kids in the darkness and I was so afraid. Girl had one little battery, like a car battery. Let me tell you how I got innovative because my husband was not around at that time. He was not on the island. So the hurricane caught him away. And if all flights are in that's it. That was it. And let me tell you something. Girl had to get a car battery and string up. I got a clothes hanger and I got a bulb and I made me a little light. But say if the car battery is not charged, and bulb is gonna run down the car battery in no time. That is like a temporary fix. Hey, temporary fix. I went back to basics during those times. Having that car battery reminded me when even a television, we used to try to run a television on a car battery. That wasn't gonna last no time. We used to pay even $60 Jamaican to recharge that car battery, just so we could play our radio and our TV. And when the battery is no longer in service, we put the TV on our head and go over to the high school, which was close to where me is, and play, plug that thing in the auditorium, and everybody in the village, because we were the only one that had television in that time, and everybody in the village came to watch our Sunday matinee. Uh-huh. Then came Hurricane Gilbert. So I've been through that. I've been through, hey, I've been through it. And everything went flat. And we had to start over again. In my lifetime, I think I've seen 3 or 4 hurricanes, 3 of them being massively major. May I tell you? My lifetime, meaning my understanding lifetime, where we can comprehend and know, say, this is this. But back to what I was saying, my people, on a serious note, on a more serious note, this is these are very, very, very serious times when things are changing so fast, left, right, and center. You've been bombarded with massive changes. A very good friend of mine told me the other day that person studies geopolitics, and it is something that this person keeps saying that things are going to change. Look out for some change. Massive changes are coming, and we wouldn't even know, it's like, from my understanding, it's like you wouldn't even understand that they're upon you, and there's nothing that you're going to be able to do about it. Like in this case, helpless. Can you imagine? Like, i'm not saying I'm not saying that it is right to be in breaking any laws. Like, let me just put that out there as a disclaimer. I'm not saying it's right to be in anybody's country and break their laws. I like to abide. I love to be in abidance with the law of any land that I live. I don't like to break rules. And if I find that I cannot comply, I will quietly leave. Yes. Because one thing women plan to do and is go behind in no dark corners, no bars, no mosquito, no centipede, and no cockroach can crawl up on me. So, like I said in another podcast, like, I'm a person that I can't take antagonization. I'm not built to be antagonized. And that's why I choose positivity. My type of podcast is always to be positive. And if I have to come out and speak out on certain things, I may sound aggressive sometimes, but it's because I'm trying to show you the right way. Because what you're doing, it's coming after me. It's reflecting bad and wrong. Yeah. Some people may call it negative, positive what? Positive what? Because you're speaking bad about a thing or a person or whatever. No, 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 no. We're just trying to correct. But it's just that a lot of people, it's called constructive criticism. And a lot of people don't know how to differentiate. But anyway, as I was saying, I do not, for 1 second, you know, would advise anybody to stay in a land where you are breaking, or stay in a land and break and not abide. Sorry, stay in anyone's country and not abide by their rules. I understand how it go. They roughing the Gideon. I said we all have our stories. It's rough in the Gideon. It's rough. But with this, as I was saying, some people are not even getting the chance out there. Not that they're not people in the mix where really did wrong from the inception and had bad intentions, blah blah blah. But the truth is, it is now coming to light that there are people out there that are being literally not being given a fair chance, and they will scrape them up based on what they were instructed to do. They will scrape them up and throw them on a plane, throw some chain around them waist and them ankles and throw them on a plane and send them somewhere or send them where the sun don't shine. It's sad. But if this is to come to light really and truly about the remittance, it will be bad news because a lot of kids a lot of people are even there without, you know, connection, like a family connection or a friend connection. You have people we have to just keep it moving because they're not sure what tomorrow is going to bring, especially with this latest ongoing situation where people will be moving around a lot being in fear. Lord, I don't want to be in that position, mighty God of Daniel. My heart, mm, my heart. At this point in time, you know, I'd love to just encourage wherever you are under the sound of my voice, just keep the peace because I just know that the Creator is able. And He will never give anyone more than what they could manage. We all have our portions. We all have our portions. So be of good faith and just remember you're not alone. You are not alone. Blessed love, my people. See you again on the next episode. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Walk good. God bless. See you soon. Bye bye.
You don't know, on the Real Things podcast. Hey, yo!